Water has long been the object of scholars' attention. After all, most of the world is formed by water. Also, 70% of our body is water. That is why this substance that is so common to all of us is also so intriguing. And seeking answers about the role of water in people's health is a mad race. The fact is that water is a source of nourishment that contains minerals and is thus essential for sustaining life. We need large doses of water daily so that our body can maintain its balance. Hippocrates said long ago that our food is our medicine. Based on this premise, it is paramount that the water we drink each day is of good quality. Where populations do not have access to clean drinking water, the result is a scenario of death caused by disease and dehydration. Thus, standard drinking water that is free from impurities, bacteria, parasites, and heavy metals is not only necessary, but an essential ingredient for maintaining human health. So far, so good, and everyone seems to be in agreement. But in the face of something so important to life everywhere in the world, there are fields of activity that aim to enhance water to transform it into a food capable of improving everyone's life. There are many studies and research projects taking place around the world to achieve this goal. As in every movement of this nature, many are scientifically correct, but others have become vehicles for marketing strategies. That is, pure marketing to drive commercial strategies. This is what happened with so-called alkaline water, which came to be hailed by some as the water of life. But what lies behind that claim? What is the scientific basis for such a powerful concept? The answer is nothing. There is no basis whatsoever. Everything that has been studied in this sense points to the same conclusion. Alkaline water is useless in disease prevention and, in certain cases, depending on the water's pH, can even be harmful and contribute to alkalosis. In 2019, Veja Saúde, the website of publisher Abril, published the article originally produced for Questão de Ciência magazine, written by Dr. Alicia Kowalczewski, a doctor, teacher, and researcher on this subject at the Institute of Chemistry at USP. The title itself is categorical and conclusive. Alkaline water does not cure anything and cannot give you back your youth. Another publication that carries a similar title is in the website of the Osvaldo Cruz Diabetes and Obesity Center. The article is even more compelling and draws the public's attention. Warning, alkaline water does not improve your health. So we come to a very interesting point which deserves to be highlighted and demystified. What is blood alkalinity and what is water alkalinity exactly? This is very confusing to many people. Very alkaline water can be a problem, as experts say, because before water gets the bloodstream, it passes through the stomach and intestine. These are acidic environments, and they should stay that way. Drinking large amounts of alkaline water for long periods can interfere with this condition, just as very acidic water is considered inappropriate for consumption. The Brazilian Ministry of Health has established that the pH of water for human consumption must be in the range pH 6 to pH 9.5. So any water that has the minimum requirements for consumption and is in this range does not change anything in the human body, nor does it affect human health. Hydration will happen in the same way and play the proper role in our body. So forget it. It has been proven again and again that alkaline water is just a gimmick. It is a somewhat dangerous pitch without any kind of support. What we need to keep in mind is the oxygenation and pH of the blood. It is these characteristics of blood, and not exactly of water, that have a bearing on the functions and balance of the human body. Hundreds of diseases, including cancer, are related to blood acidosis. Blood is slightly basic, with a normal pH between 7.35 and 7.45. And even if you have at times a diet rich in acids, the body itself has mechanisms to balance and normalize the pH. This only fails to happen if a person has a serious health condition. Therefore, what is needed is a routine that nourishes our body with what will preserve its normal characteristics and contribute to maintaining its balance. And this is where blood pH comes in, and it plays a fundamental role in this. As we said at the outset, many studies into water were scientifically sound and showed that water can be a powerful ally in the search for this balance within the body. It was in this context the magnetic treatment of water emerged. In the same way that water must be treated in order to make it suitable for human consumption, it should also be subjected to a magnetic field before being used as drinking water. But where does this need come from? Let's take things gradually. First, the water that most people drink has lost its original structural characteristics from when it was alive in nature. In springs, streams, and rivers, water is constantly moving. This favors its oxygenation, in addition to its structure being composed of small molecules, which increases its hydration power in the body. When water is stored or kept in containers, its surface tension is altered. Thus it becomes much heavier, with the formation of large molecule clusters, which are completely disorganized and lose oxygen. This molecular change compromises the penetration of water into cells that form organ tissues. But the original characteristics of water, so necessary for a good cellular hydration, can be restored. This is where magnetic treatment comes in. When water is subjected to a magnetic field, an event called hydrolysis occurs, which means breaking up of water. That is, the movement caused by the molecules causes a rupture of the clusters and promotes rearrangement into much smaller structures. Thus, these H2O molecules penetrate the cells much more easily, promoting better cellular hydration and cleaning. The second point observed in the various studies carried out with magnetized water is that it contributes to a reduction of excess of free radicals. How does this happen? When water undergoes magnetic treatment, there is an ionic dissociation, that is, the H2O water molecule formed by 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom breaks up, releasing hydroxyl ions and hydrogen ions. Excess free radicals that are present in the body are negative ions, and they combine with hydrogen ions forming new H2O molecules, thus removing them from the body. This is a very simple chemical equation that has been observed by several researchers. The third point is about the contribution to the maintenance of blood alkalinity, helping the mechanisms of our body. In hydrolysis, as we have seen, there are negative hydroxyl ions left over. This hydroxyl reacts with magnesium and calcium ions present in vital environments of our body, forming alkaline hydroxyls, in this case magnesium and calcium hydroxyls. These reactions help in the maintenance of blood pH and oxygen content. It is for all these reasons that water treated magnetically helps in the maintenance of good health. Dr. Geraldo Balieiro from the University of São Paulo, along with his team of researchers from USP in Ribeirão Preto, started researching with rats in the laboratory in 2013 and found precisely that. He measured an increase in blood oxygen saturation in rats subjected to a diet with water magnetized using a Sylocimol device, produced by Timol, compared to rats in the control group, which drank normal water. The formation of alkaline hydroxyls also showed the potential of water treated magnetically in the prevention of osteoporosis. The group of rats that drank magnetized water displayed an increase in bone mass, an increase in bone mineral density, and an increase in bone resistance, which was not observed in the control group. In 2014, the previous study, also led by Dr. Geraldo Balieiro Neto, was accepted by the international scientific community and presented at the 17th Bioactive Food Conference in Dallas, United States, and published in the Manual of Practices of the institution linked to the FDA, similar to the Anvisa in Brazil. Later, in 2017, the Journal of Clinical Densitometry, one of the most important scientific medical journals in the world, also published the results that these Brazilian researchers obtained in full, making the use of water treated magnetically for the prevention of osteoporosis a legitimate practice. Several other studies carried out by renowned institutions also achieved surprising results, and not only for human health. The outcomes of this research are relevant for agribusiness. The São Paulo APTA concluded that a diet that includes magnetized water led to an increase in production and improvement of milk quality in Jersey cows, with a reduction of somatic cells. At UNESP, Drs. Fernando Putti and Luís Roberto Almeida carried out studies with vegetables and concluded that irrigation with magnetized water promotes an increase in production, reduction of harvesting time, increase in weight of leaves and fruits. At Araguari, in the experimental field Isidoro Bronze, in partnership with Embrapa Café, INUB and UF, over 6 harvests they noticed that irrigating coffee with magnetized water increased production by 40%, decreased bienniality, and increased resistance to pests, with a water saving of 50%. In other words, in addition to increasing and improving production, magnetized water also has a positive impact on the environment. The study was presented at the 42nd Coffee Research Congress and is part of the annals of that Congress. In short, there is bad water, there is normal water, there is good water, and then there is magnetized water. Therefore, When faced with the existing evidence around the effects of water, the intervention that has been shown scientifically and practically to be really effective is the use of magnetically treated water. Magnetized water is ideal for human consumption. Timol is a pioneer in the production of this technology. The product has been the subject of several studies and research projects and was acclaimed at the National Congress, receiving a certificate of suitability for the process of treatment and magnetic correction of water, with its technology being included in the framework of integrative health practices, which together make up the collection of systems and methods registered with that parliamentary institution. Sylocimol, health that comes from water. Timol, improving people's lives.